today, so you're getting a work from home edition day in the life. I will be spending my afternoon mapping out a project plan. 2 laptops for work. Let's imagine you're working for a fitness app like Strava. To structure my slides, I use a simple form plan. This is how I would present my insights. Currently just after 8 a.m. I always try to get up a little bit earlier to have an hour just for myself, to enjoy my coffee, to read a book, or just do something completely non-related to work, completely not productive. Normally I read, but I have recently gotten into color by numbers. This is really a very old trend. I think they got popular like 5 years ago, or maybe during COVID. This random shop in my small town where they just have these super cheap sets of paint by numbers. I think this was like €5. So I'm painting a dog, which is super cute. Working from home today, so you're getting a work from home edition day in the life. I've recently finished a project, so I wanted to talk you through how I structure my slides and my analysis, which I think will be super valuable. And yeah, just take you through what a very, very typical day working from home looks like for me. Okay, the quiet morning is over. It's currently 9 a.m. so it is time to start the working day. Laptops for work. This is a very powerful laptop, but it's so clunky. So I went from, hey, look at me, I'm cool, I work in a startup, I have a Mac, to I'm a corporate slave. I'm not going to be using this today because there's some issues with the model and I can't fix them. So we are going to be using our lovely MacBook. Wednesdays are normally meeting free, and they're days where I get to focus on doing some good deep work. This morning, I have a short sync with a colleague on a query that I'm running. I then want to share a finalized deck with my stakeholders of an analysis that I've done recently, and then I will be spending my afternoon mapping out a project plan and key deliverables for my new role. First meeting of the day, I'm just gonna jump on a call with my colleague. I'm building a query and I want to make sure that I'm including everything that I'm supposed to, and in general it's good to brainstorm ideas on how to best present and visualize the data. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I yesterday, but yeah, so okay today. What about yourself?
I'm alright. It's a Wednesday. We're through the week already.
Okay, what are you going out today? You have makeup on?
Oh no, I don't know. I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'll look presentable today. But yeah, thanks for noticing. Yeah, I just have a few questions. I haven't used your query because I feel like it's going to tell about all tables. But I feel like I haven't refreshed it. Yeah, I feel like we can kind of do that much easier now. After my call, I moved on to tidying out the slide deck I presented earlier this week. As a data analyst, I need to effectively communicate my findings to a non-technical audience. I have built many slide decks in my career, and I wanted to share how I approach structuring and presenting my analysis. Let's imagine you're working for a fitness app like Strava. This app is free, however, users can access performance-enhancing features through Strava Premium for a small monthly fee. Suddenly in March, you see that there's a rise in cancellation for this premium service, and your Strava Premium PM is coming to you looking for answers. Before I jump into analyzing data, I need to understand why we care about this question first. Subscriptions is one of the ways that Strava makes money. Therefore, fewer paying subscribers means that directly impacts companies' revenue. Therefore, we need to get to the bottom of this increased cancellations and take action. The next step is to brainstorm and think about why could this be happening. It's important to be curious and think critically about about the business, the metric, and the user behavior, I would be using an empty notepad to ask myself the following questions. Which part of the metric is changing? Is it fewer new subscriptions? Or are existing customers churning? Are we including users on free trial? I would think about the data issues, such as have we changed the metric recently, such as excluding users from free trial. I would think about pricing. Is this a delayed result in a pricing change? Are there more free trials ending in March? And then think about segmentation. Could this be January's new year, new me, users churning? Or is it dormant customers remembering about their subscriptions? I then use this to structure my analysis into the questions that I want to tackle, but it doesn't mean that in the slide deck I'm going to put everything that I have analyzed. Once I have my initial hypothesis, it's useful to run them past your PM to ensure alignment or whether there's anything else to add. However, the starting point should be your own curiosity and reasoning. One super helpful trick is to put your hypotheses into empty slides as placeholders. So I would write show general churn trend, show proportion of users who signed up in January and churned in March, are cancellations from old versus new users. This keeps me focused on answering key questions rather than adding the nice to know insights. You can now see that before I even start analyzing the data, I do a lot of thinking and I practically know what I'm going to say. To structure my slides, I use a simple formula of insights, evidence, and recommendations. You start with the conclusion. This helps your audience to know what to expect when you're actually showing the data. Then show supporting data with maximum 2 charts per slide, and finish the section with a clear stakeholder action. Following this structure helps you focus on making your insights conclusive and actionable, which is where you add the most value. In this hypothetical example, this is how I would present my insights. To start off, let's understand the overall churn trend. And what you can see from here is that higher subscriptions churn in March is a consistent trend across the years. I've plotted that from January 2023, which is where we have reliable data from, and you can see that there's peaks around March in every single year. This year is slightly lower than what we had in 2024, and it's also expected to stabilize. So to summarize, it's nothing unusual. However, we should be looking into this and work out what we can do about it, because likely it's going to happen again next year. So let's have a look at what's driving this trend. What I found from my analysis is that users who activated their subscription in January have driven most of cancellations, and I would hypothesize that's probably linked to New Year's resolutions wearing off. In this chart, I have plotted months when users started their premium subscription and a cancellation rate. So what proportion of users canceled their subscription in March? We can see 32% of users who activated a premium subscription in January have canceled it in March. This is more than double compared to the last 5 months, suggesting January is a bit of an outlier, and I would hypothesize that's potentially due to users disengaging once their New Year's motivation declines. However, there's an interesting new user trend when it comes to cancellations. So we see a peak cancellation risk for new users in February and March, so months kind of following the start of the year. However, regardless of the time of the year, new users account for 17% of cancellations, despite representing only 9% of the premium user base. So to summarize, new premium users are disproportionately more likely to cancel, and we need to make sure that we engage them and demonstrate the full suite of functionality for premium to make them stick as early as possible. So my suggestion here would be to think about introducing a retention program that targets premium users within their first 6 to 8 weeks, and we focus on celebrating successes, habit formation, and social connection before the churn risk materializes. To make the deck complete, you can create an executive summary slide like this, where you share your insights and the so what. You could also add more weight to your recommendations by doing opportunity sizing and suggesting an appropriate metric to measure the success of something that you suggested we should implement. So this is exactly how I approach doing analysis in real life, and I have gotten positive feedback from my stakeholders on presenting and communicating actionable insights clearly. I've been doing some January sale shopping. I'm normally quite good. I don't buy clothes, but I really like the brand called Nobody's Child. And the sales were really good, so I bought a few things, but I'm very particular about how jeans look on me, and I got a few pairs and they didn't fit. So yeah, we have a few returns that I need to package up and bring to the post office. it was a day and a half. Now, every day at work is fun or productive. Sometimes you don't get to do the things that you want to do. Sometimes the things you're asked to do are more challenging than you anticipate. I was supposed to cook today. I'm not going to cook today. My boyfriend kindly offered to get us sushi. So we have Uber Eats coming from a sushi place that I love because they had a really good offer. But yeah, I'm going into the office tomorrow, so I'm going to make my breakfast. We make that and bring that into work, and I've also already meal prepped my lunch, so both of those are coming with me.